Welcome to Dragon Horde Gaming, and in today's video I am opening my second box of Ikoria. Usually we talk about like how pre-release went and all that, but there is no pre-release. That made me sad. Come on. Oh, this box is being a butt. There we go. Box topper. Ugh, why is there so many of that on the top? Alright, let's these out. Oh, these packs are going to be with the rare in the front. Okay. Last box, the packs were set up differently. Let's move this over a bit so I can put my commons there. Alright. Okay, let's get started. There we go. Come on, open up. Pain, but so we didn't get a token. We got that, and then we got Gigantha, the Wellspring, cost 5 for generic and a Gruul. No card in your starting deck has more than one of the same mana symbols in its mana cost. Tap it, add one of each color. This mana can't be spent to pay generic mana costs. Bastion of Remembrance, Auspicious Strix, and a Necropanther alternate art. Alright. Let's see if we get any more alternate arts in here. Yeah, we did a Volpelkeep. Okay. On to pack number 2. Is that a Terra? Yay, there's a Terra in it. The packs are different. Alright. Soldier Token, Mountain, Foil Swamp, and a Sea Dasher Octopus alternate art. Cost 3, 1 generic, 2 blue. Mutate for 1 generic and a blue. Flash. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Kind of like a ninja mechanic there, a ninjutsu mechanic. Reconnaissance Mission, Barrier Breach, Clash of Titans, and on through the comments to see if we got an alternate art. No alternate art. Right. And we got a full Andratha Crystal. And our rare is a Labyrinth Raptor. Cost 1 black and red. Menace. Whenever a creature you control with Menace becomes blocked, defending player sacrifices a creature blocking it. Pay black and red. Creatures you control with Menace get +1/+0 until end of turn. Andratha Crystal. Rootin' Moloch. Blitz of the Thunder Raptor. We got our counters. Blossoming Sands and a Obosh the Prey Piercer. Cost 5, 3 generic, 2 Rakdos. Your starting deck contain companion. Its companion ability is your starting deck contains only cards with odd converted mana costs. If a source you control with an odd converted mana cost would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to that permanent or player instead. Kitra Crystal, Alert Heatmonder, Frill Scale Mentor are uncommons, and zip through these. Okay. Alright. Token Forest. Lava Brink Venturer. Costs 3, 2 generic and white. As Lava Brink Venturer enters the battlefield, choose odd or even. 0 is even. Lava Brink Venturer has protection from each converted mana cost of the chosen value. Monstrous Step. Stormwild Capador. Sprite Dragon are our uncommons. Here we go. Any alt arts? No alt arts. Okay. Alright. Counters. Swamp. Snare Tactics Foil. And our rare is Zirda the Dawnwaker. Costs 3, 1 generic, 2 Boros. Companion ability is each permanent card in your starting deck has an activated ability. Abilities you activate that aren't mana abilities cost 2 less to activate. This effect can't reduce the mana in that cost to less than 1 mana. Pay 1, tap, target creature can't block this turn. Exuberant Wolfbear, Reptilian Reflection, Glowstone Recluse for uncommons, and alt arts. 1 alt art for Cloud Piercer. Excuse me. It's allergy season for me. Alright. We got junk cardboard. And more lands. Zagroth Triome. It's a swamp forest island. Taps for black, green, or blue. Enters battlefield tap, and I can cycle it for 3. Hornbash Mentor, Sanctuary Smasher, and a Parcel Beast alt art. Alright. And a luminous Broodmoth for our first mythic, I think. Yeah, it's our first mythic. It's a great first mythic, too. Cost 4, 2 generic, 2 white. Flying, whenever a creature you control without flying dies, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control with a flying counter on it. Alright, we got Ominous Sea, Huntmaster Liger, Cunning Nightbounder are uncommons. Alternate arts. No alternate art. Alright. We got a Umori the Collector, cost 4, 2 generic and 2 Golgari. Companion cost is each non-land card in your starter deck shares a card type. As Umori the Collector enters the battlefield, choose a card type. Spells you cast of the chosen type cost 1 less to cast. Alright. Unbreakable Bond, Escape Protocol, Splendid Mare for our uncommons. Alright. And a foil Ferocious Tigrilla. And a Genesis Ultimatum. Cost 7, 2 green, 3 blue, 2 red. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put any number of permanent cards from among them into the battlefield, and the rest into your hand. Exile Genesis Ultimatum. Valiant Rescuer. Sornorus, I'm not pronouncing that right. Howlbounder, and a Porcuparrot. Alternate art. Alright. Got Mythos of Nethroi. Cost 3, 2 generic and black. Destroy target non-land permanent if it's a creature, or if green and white was spent to cast this spell. Boon of the Wishgiver. Trumpeting Gnar. Or, I'm guessing Gnar, the G must be silent like Gnome. Heartless Act. Alright. These packs are a pain. We got a Dirge Bat. Cost 4, 2 generic, 2 black. And it has Mutate for 4 generic and 2 black. Flash, flying. Whenever this creature mutates, destroy target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Migratory Path, Fight is 1, and Jubilant Skybounder are on commons. Alright. Foil Will of the Hunter. Mythos of Vadrock. Cost 4, 2 generic, 2 blue. Mythos of Vadrock deals 5 damage, divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers. If white and blue was spent to cast this spell, until your next turn, those permanents can't attack or block, and their activated abilities can't be activated. Charge of the Forever Beast. An Insatiable Hemiphage. Alternate art. Boneyard Lurker are all commons. Alright, next pack. Garbage. Alright. Frail Scale Mentor. Getting a lot of foils. An Eerie Ultimatum is our rare. Costs 2 white, 3 black, 2 green. Return any number of permanent cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. I've now pulled more than 4 of those, so Sanctuary Smasher, Huntmaster Liger, alternate art, Parcel Beast. Alright. Skycat Sovereign, another one I've pulled more than 4 already. Cost of white and a blue. Flying, Skycat Sovereign gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with flying. Pay 4, 2 generic, 2 a white and a blue. Create a 1/1 cat bird, a white cat bird creature token with flying. Gren Crystal. Sanctuary Lockdown. Skull Prophet. Commons. And alt arts. Ooh, foil alt art, Huntmaster Liger. Titan's Nest. This is the thing that makes all your stuff have devoid. No, not devoid. I'm sorry. Wherever that ability is, it lets you exile to gain casting cost type stuff. Beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put a card into your graveyard. Exile a card from your graveyard. Add colorless. Spend this mana only to cast a colored spell without X in its mana cost. Duskvein Mentor, Ivy Elemental, General's Enforcer are uncommons. Colossification. Cost 7, 5 generic, 2 green. Enchant creature. When Colossification enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets +20/+20. Neutralize. Lead the Stampede. Pouncing Shore Shark for uncommons. Ooh, the Shark token. Island. Ooh, we got a full art, alternate art, Snapped Axe. This seems to be the only one I've been pulling has been Snapped Axe. Apex of the Hunt. Cost 4, generic, red, white, and black. Mutate for 2 Rakdos and 2 white. Double strike. Whenever this creature mutates, it deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls, and you gain 4 life. Kingsing Mentor, Call of the Death Dweller, Savai Thundermane, uncommons. Frost Veil Ambush Foil. Fawnland Felidar. Costs 4, 2 generic, green and a white. Vigilance. Creatures you control with Vigilance have pay 1, tap target, tap it, and then tap target creature. Alright. Barrier Breach. Zangoth Mamba. An Altart Majestic Alicorn for an uncommon. And then go through these. Any others? Nope. Mythos of Aluna. Cost 4, 2 generic, 2 blue. For a token that's a copy of target permanent, if red and green was spent to cast this spell, instead, create a token that's a copy of that permanent, except that token has, when this permanent enters the battlefield, if it's a creature, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Mystic Subdual. Back for more. Channeled Force. Oop, and a Alta Art Migratory Beast. We have a Kahira, the Orphan Guard. Costs 3, a generic, and 2 Selesnya. Companion. Each creature card in your starting deck is a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast card. Vigilance. Each other creature you control that's a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. Monument Rumbler. Avian Oddity. Archipelagor for uncommons. Alright. counters. A foil land. And Quartzward Crasher. Cost 5 to generic 2 red and green. Trample. Whenever one or more creatures you control with trample deal combat damage to the player, create XX green dinosaur beast creature token with trample, where X is the amount of damage those creatures dealt to that player. Weaponize the monsters. Indratha Crystal. And a Lord Drakis alternate art. Garbage token. Ooh, we got Luca Coppercoat Outcast. Cost 5 through generic 2 red. Exile a top 3 cards of your library. Creature cards exiled this way gain. You may cast this card from exile as long as you control a Luca Planeswalker. -2. Exile target creature you control, then reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card with higher converted mana cost. Put that card into the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. -7. Each creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. Alright. Our third mythic, a Flourishing Fox, Clash of Titans, and a Sprite Dragon for our uncommons. Alright. One of those packs. And then we got a Mythos of Snapdax, cost 4, 2 generic and 2 white. Each player chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from among the non-land permanents they control, then sacrifices the rest. If black and red was spent to cast a spell, you choose the permanents for each player instead. Savai Crystal, Void Beckner, and Regal Leosaur for uncommons. Alright. Got a companion token. A foil Vadrock. Wow. A foil mythic. Nice. Cost 3. Blue, a red, and a white. And mutate for 4, which is 1 white, an Orzhov, and 2 red. Flying for strike. When this creature mutates, you may cast target non-creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. Alright. There's a bunch of Planeswalkers from War of the Spark you could do that with. Mergent Ultimatum, cost 7, 2 black, 3 green, 2 blue. Search your library for up to 3 monocolored cards with different names, then exile them. An opponent chooses one of those cards, shuffle that card into your library. You may cast the other cards without paying their mana cost. Exile Emergent Ultimatum. Swallowed Whole, Polywog Symbiote, and Proud Wildbounder for our uncommons. And a Dreamtail Heron alt art. And we got a Lutri. Is that full? No, it's not full. Best card to be banned before it came out. Or at least most adorable one, anyway. It's like, man, you can't play this guy in Commander. It's like, it's so cute. I want to, though. 1 generic and 2 Is It. Companions Each non-land card in your starting deck has a different name. Flash. When Lutri the Spell Chaser enters the battlefield, if you cast it, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Valiant Rescuer. Charge of the Forever Beast. General's Enforcer. Uncommons. I think I may have gotten all the companions now. I think the only ones I was missing were actually the elemental creatures. Hunted Nightmare, cost 3, generic and 2 black. Menace, when Hunted Nightmare enters the battlefield, target opponent puts a death touch counter on a creature they control. Okay. Oops, that's not a... Migration Path, Rooting Moloch, and Trumpeting Gnar. Alright. We're almost done here. On the last stack here. We got a Nithro. Apex of Death. Cost 5 to generic. A white, black, and a green. Mutate cost 7. For generic, a Selesnya and 2 black. Death Touch, Lifelink. Wherever this creature mutates, return any number of target creature cards with total power 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. We got a Stormwell Captor, Porcuparrot, and Pouncing Shore Shark. Say that 3 times fast. Oh, we got a Vulpikeet. That seems to be the most common of the common ones. Then it's the Sky Piercer, it seems. Alright, there we go. Human Soldier, Bloodfell Caves, and our rare is a Slither Wisp. Wisp. Cost 3, blue and 2 black. Flash, whenever you cast another spell that has flash, you draw a card and each opponent loses 1 life. Hornbash Mentor, Ketra Crystal, Blitz of the Thunder Raptor, commons. Alright. Junk. Karuga, the Macro Sage, costs 5, 3 generic, 2 Simic. Companion, your starting deck contains only cards with converted mana costs 3 or greater and then land cards. When Karuga, the Macro Sage, enters the battlefield, draw a card for each other permanent you control with converted mana costs 3 or greater. Titanoth Rex, Reconnaissance Mission, Auspicious Sterix for our uncommons. Alright. Foil Farfinder, that's the second one I've gotten. And we got another mythic. Kinnanan, Bounder Prodigy, cost 2, green and a blue. Whenever you tap a non-land permanent for mana, add 1 mana of any type that permanent produced. Pay 7, 5 generic, green and a blue. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a non-human creature card from among them into the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Alright. Will the All Hunter, Primal Empathy, and Flame Spill for our uncommons. Oh, we got a Cavern Whisperer alt art. And a Regruin Triumph. Island Mountain Plains. Blue, red, and white. It enters tap, cycling 3. Easy Prey. Necropanther. Frilled Mentor. Uncommons. Alright. Okay, well, looks like we have another foil in here. We got Kalga, the Titan Ape. Cost 6, 3 generic and 3 green. When the Kalga, the Titan Ape, enters battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. When Kalga attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls. Pay 2, generic and green, return target human you control to its owner's hand. Kalga gains indestructible until end of turn. Zagoth Crystal, Bastion of Remembrance, Grim Dancer, uncommons. Alright. Yeah, that last rare there, that's definitely supposed to be King Kong. It's too bad, though, that they couldn't do an alt art that is King Kong. It would have been nice. Maybe next time they do this set. Oh, and we got a foil Endratha Triumph. Taps. It's a plain swamp and a forest. Taps for white, black, and green. Enters tapped, cycling 3. And Unpredictable Cyclone. Cost 5, 3 generic, 2 red. If cycling ability of another non-land card would cause you to draw a card. Instead, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a card that shares a card type with the cycled card. You may cast the card without paying its mana cost. Then put the exiled cards that weren't cast this way on the bottom of your library in a random order. Cycling 2. Fight as 1. Jubilant Skybounder. Footfall Crater. Alright. Down to 2 packs in the box topper. And we got a Crystalline Giant. Cost 3, generic. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, choose a kind of counter at random that Crystalline Giant doesn't have on it from among Flying, First Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, Vigilance, and +1/+1.